everyone, my name is Jacob and this is my review of the Peugeot 3008 GT. I've edited this all right. You should have hopefully seen a nice kind of B-roll of this car, and it should have shown you a few of the nice features on this particular model. So we do have the leather heated massaging seats, which is just beautiful, really comfy, really supportive seats, and very comfy where you want them to be. It also comes with TomTom Live sat-nav system, front and rear sensors, reversing camera. This one, as you see, hopefully above me in a moment, does have the opening panoramic glass roof as well, which is a really lovely touch. And at night time, when you've got all your lights on, there's a little blue LED that runs along the inside, and that works for me. It's the little touches that get me. Right, so my bum's getting nice and toasty for you all to know, and I want to now show you a bit more of a close-up, a bit more in-depth view of all the different instrument panels, the virtual cockpit, all the technology we have. So let's go and do that. So this is the Virtual Eye cockpit display, and it's just very intuitive, a nice bit of kit, really lovely clear digital display. But one thing you can do, which I absolutely love, is scroll through and choose different menus. So for example on this, you want to put the navigation on, your actual TomTom Live information from the sat-nav system comes straight across into this central display. So it's right in your eye line, right easy to see, and you're not having to constantly look across at anything. So that's really well designed. Then we have this touchscreen in the centre, so this is kind of the hub of the car, if that makes sense. This is where all your air conditioning works from. You can put 3 fingers up on the screen, it's going to take you straight into the menus, and then you can use your navigation, for example, which is again all TomTom Live system. 3 fingers again, straight back into the menus. All digital radio, Bluetooth for your phone, so wireless streaming of music. Going back into here, we've got vehicle settings, you've got, like say, the telephone settings. So there's so much going on in here. But one of the nice things is if you don't want to be using your fingers, you have these piano keys, as they call them. So we can click across these, and this is just going to be changing as I'm doing this. I'll show you this screen. It's just changing through the different menus. So it makes it really, really simple to use. If we go down even further, in here we have our USB connection. We also have a 12-volt charging point. And this area just here, if you have the right phone, so a newer Samsung, a newer iPhone, you can use the wireless charging. So it's just a case of throwing your phone down in there and it will charge. You then got the heated seat options all along here. So everything's just kind of simple. You've got the cloth coming into the interior, so it's not all hard plastics, everything's quite soft touch and lovely, really. Right in the centre here we have the stop start button, so that will, as you can imagine, start the car. It is completely keyless. We then have the gear stick, so just here it is a functioning, and then if you put it back 2 notches, that's to drive. You do have to be clicking in this unlock button to be doing that, and you've got the park button on top. Manual button if you want to be just using the paddles, which do have paddles with this. So just behind here you can see we've got the paddles for gear changing, and then, as is coming standard on all these bigger cars nowadays and a lot of the cars, is the electronic handbrake. So the electronic handbrake, and then the fun button, the sport button. As I would have hopefully mentioned before, you do have automatic lights, you have automatic windscreen wipers, and then you have loads of things on the steering wheel. So this is voice recognition, this is the scroller just here to change the screen up in front, the volume settings. Moving across, you can answer the phone, you can go through the list, which is both the list for your contacts but also the list for the radio stations, and scroll through with that as well. This model, as I mentioned before, has the leather seats. You've got the full leather seat option, but the front 2 are heated, and the driver's is the massaging function, which I'll show you a few of the options that you have with the massaging function now. So after pressing a small button down by the driver's side right leg, you have this menu that pops up, and you can see you've got the, I've kept saying 6, you have 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different massages that you can choose. And oh, just come off the screen, let's go back to it. Let's just say, for example, we click the cat paw. and then we go up in the power that we want to use. It's going to show you up on the screen exactly what it's doing, and this is on the higher velocity. Imagine lumbar, it's going to show you the lumbar, and this is exactly as it's doing it, it's showing it up on the screen. So it's quite a surreal feeling if you haven't had a massage from a seat in your car before. Then whilst I'm getting the massage, I will show you the reversing camera. So once you go into reverse, you have this reversing camera. And what I'll do is I'll just start to reverse backwards, and you'll see on the right hand side it starts to build up a bird's eye view of when you're driving along, which is brilliant if you're reversing into a space, because you can quite literally see from above almost the white lines and the space and where you're ending up in it. So it's just a fantastic bit of kit. And this particular model that we have, if you go back into drive, you'll see it goes onto the front camera. So this has the full 360 Visio Pack 3, which is the option that's selected on this, so it's absolutely rammed full of kit. As I probably would have shown when we were driving along initially, you have the glass panoramic roof, but as we are parked up and it's quite nice and it's actually getting sunny out today, I'll show you the opening side to it. So it fully opens, you can independently control the blind and the window itself, so they're two separate kind of entities on here basically. If you've had a panoramic roof, you'll know. If you haven't, you have to experience one. It just brings so much light into the car, and the fact that you can open this one up as well fully, is all the air coming through, it's really nice. So along with having this quite aggressive front grille, you also have the full LED light setup. So this is the daytime running lights that are running at the moment, and they kind of give you that cube effect, and then the full LED setup is built into there. The way that you know it has the full LED setup is because of this shark fin just here. On the models that don't have full LEDs, this is cut off about there. So if you can see the shark fin coming out, you know it has the full LED setup. Then around the back, with all the badging and everything like that, just on the subject of lights, you have these 3 lights here. So these are 3D claw effect lights. The whole idea behind the 3D and the 3 lights that you'll see on the back of the new Peugeots now, it's because it's the claw for the lion. So the lion having its claw, these are the 3 claws to do with it. Keeping around the back of the car, I'm going to show you one of the probably the most underutilized tools on this car, but one of the most fun gimmicks. If I just go down there, if I swipe my foot under the tailgate, it opens the boot. How brilliant is that? Coming into the boot, this is set on, there's a couple of different levels, but this is set on the flat level. The idea behind this is you can pull on this pulley just here. That's going to fold your seat completely down flat. So you can do that on the other side as well. You've got a nice flat loading area going the whole way through then. If you don't, however, want all of the flat loading area, you can have a bit more space. You can drop it down, so it'll give you that space down there as well. So a bit of extra boot space. And if you have child seats, they come with all Isofix, and you also get the top tether system as well. Closing the boot, we can either wave our foot under it, or we can just press this red button here. It's going to bring the boot down as lazy as you like. I'm quite sure I'm just scratching the surface on all the things that this car offers, but ultimately this is my quick review of this car. For anyone that's considering an SUV or is in the market for an SUV, I just want you to know that this is absolutely one you should be checking out. It's won International Car of the Year. It has so many accolades to its name at the moment, so give it a try. And if you have any questions about one, do let me know. If not, hopefully you've enjoyed this video and it's given you a bit of an insight into where Peugeot's going and the 3008 SUV range.